Welcome back to the Max Out Show, where today we're going to discuss personal transformation and how to make meaningful change in your life last over the long run. Now, this is one of the biggest struggles that I see people face when they come to me to work with me is they have their goals, they have their dreams, they know what they should be doing, but they just can't get themselves to do the things that they know they should do. Maybe you're in a similar position in your life where you have these dreams, you have these goals, and I should be, going to work out every day. I should be meditating every day. I should, do my affirmations every day. I should take cold showers every day. I should study more, whatever it is. But you just can't get yourself to do the things that you know you're supposed to do. This is one of the biggest struggles that human beings on this planet are facing. They know exactly what they should do. They just can't get themselves to actually follow through. And so one of the big challenges with that, and one of the big misconceptions people have, is they think it's a lack of willpower and motivation. But it's not actually the case. People think that the way to really change is through revolution, right? They go to a motivational seminar, they get all these ideas, these dreams, these inspirations, and they're so hyped for a week or two, right? They do all the right things. They go work out, they go meditate, they do what is necessary to achieve their dream. And then, after this arc of motivation, at some point it stops. At some point, they experience fear and anxiety or frustration, and they self-sabotage. They go back down. And it creates this roller coaster effect, as I call it, where you get inspired for 2 weeks and you self-sabotage, and you get inspired again a week later, and you try to diet again, and then you fail again, and you keep going in this roller coaster, never actually achieving the results that you want. And this is hugely frustrating. I've been there so many times in my own life, and it was really only when I learned to understand why that is that I was able to actually create meaningful change in my life. So I want to share with you guys an alternative to this revolutionary approach. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about why that doesn't work, why it's not working to just go all in, ball to the wall every single day. So our brains at the most fundamental level were designed for safety and for security. And one way that threatens that is venturing into the unknown, going outside of our comfort zone and doing things that feel scary and uncomfortable and are simply new to what we're accustomed to. And so when we make these great changes in your life, when you've never been to a gym before, but all of a sudden you want to go every day, when you try to meditate 30 minutes a day, when you've never really done it before, guess what happens? Your brain is in huge discomfort. It's doing things that it's never done before. It has to create new neural circuits in the brain that are aligned with that new behavior, and simply freaking out because it's just not used to that kind of effort and energy that you put into something that you've never done before. And so it starts to freak out. It starts to hijack you through emotional experiences, frustration, anger, fear, maybe anxiety, whatever it is for you. But at some point, you're going to feel these experiences, these emotions, and you're going to self-sabotage. You're going to come up with stories or excuses and limiting beliefs of, oh, I should take a day off today, and then maybe again tomorrow. And you start to come up with these excuses all day, every day, because your brain is in a mode of fight or flight, where you're so scared out of your mind, you can't take the action anymore. You simply run out of the motivation, out of that steam and fuel that was pushing you before. And so if you've experienced this in your life, you know that these revolutionary approaches of going all in for a week or two simply don't work. So what you want to do instead of using a revolution, you want to go about it using an evolution, the natural, slowly evolving, gradual, incremental improvement on a daily basis. So what do I mean by that? Instead of going all out from the beginning, you ask yourself one question: how can I make this so small that it's impossible to fail at it? Instead of going to a gym for an hour every day, start going for 5 minutes. Go for, a mile run every single day. Make it so small that it's really easy to sustain. And then ask yourself, how can I improve by 1%? Or just a tiny little bit more every day, whatever amount feels right to you. But instead of, like jumping it right away, go from 5 minutes of running to 6 minutes of running to 7 minutes, and then 8 and 10. And slowly over time, what you're going to do is you're going to evolve this into 20 and then 30 and then 40 and 50 minutes, however far you want to go. But what happens with that approach, as you go this gradual incremental improvement way, what happens is your brain never gets scared because it never needs to go outside of your comfort zone because you always stay inside of that, what pushing too much. And in that way, you're not going to sabotage yourself. In that way, you're going to be able to actually constantly increase slowly over time. And this is how most personal transformations happen. It's not this one quick moment decision. It's really the daily choice of trying to improve just a little bit more every day. Ask yourself every day, how can I get 1% better? How can I just do this a little bit more, push it a little bit harder? Never really going outside of your limits, because that can oftentimes cause anxiety and stress and frustration, but really staying within the boundaries. And this, guys, is really the easiest approach that you can use to actually create new habits in your life. And by the way, this is backed up by research. So BJ Fogg, Stanford researcher and psychologist, what he has found is that the best way to create lasting change is actually by making things so small, it's ridiculously easy. So things you'd almost laugh at it, right? It's like 2 minutes of meditation a day, that's too easy. But what that does is it creates a neural circuits in your brain that are aligned with sitting down and meditating every day. And so instead of pushing yourself too much, what you do is you create the sort of hardware in your brain that's aligned with meditation, and you repeat it over and over and over again. And over time, what you will believe is, well, I'm a meditator, right? And then you can constantly, slowly, gradually build it up to 3 minutes and 4 and 5 and 10. And then over time, you'll get to the end result. And so in this way, of course, you're not going to receive these dramatic changes that oftentimes people report when they go on these fad diets. But what will happen is it will be inevitable. It will be inevitable that you change for the better, that you transform into the person you want to be. And so you might take a little bit longer, but you'll be able to skip that roller coaster effect where you constantly go back and forth, and instead you'll create changes and behaviors that'll last a lifetime. And at the end of the day, guys, that's what we're really after, isn't it? We're not after 1 month change, 1 month diet. We're really after a lifestyle that enables us to consciously live like that every single day for months and years and maybe even decades to come. And so choosing an evolutionary based long-term approach over a revolutionary 1 week approach is really the best way that you can use to go about that. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did and you haven't done so, hit the subscribe button below to get more videos like this on maxing out your life. Thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.